Hello everyone. So today we are going to talk about the toxic Indian work culture and how can we be happy, how can we create happiness amongst this chaos. I know there's a lot to talk about in this topic, but I will try to cover those topics which are a must. So, welcome back to my channel, and this is Dr. Sushant talking to you. And I know in the past year I haven't posted any video, and all of a sudden I'm posting this video, but to be true, the past year has been very busy. So, the toxic Indian work culture, not just in the private sector, but in the government sector also. This work culture, and most of the times I would say in the government sector, which is usually blamed to be corrupt, this toxic work culture is there. So, from where does this toxicity arises? See, the toxicity is somewhat and somehow limited in the private sector, but in the government sector, it is scattered around. And the most important reason is the social security which the government employees have. But I think it is paradoxical. See, while in private sector, I think there is more job security compared to the this government sector. And in the private sector, the promotion is actually based on the skills and the knowledge of the employee, while this is not the case in the government sector. Then there's this matter of corruption. While, see, I would like to add that the corruption is not just the exchange of bribe or the goods, but the corruption starts when the person, the employee, starts to think that he must avoid or evade his work. So the question is, when does the person starts to evade his work? See, I think when this social security of the job kicks in, that the job is secure and no one can question the job of the person, and the employee will get his or her salary per month without even working or going to their office. See, when this is when the person, the employee, starts to evade his or her work, and this is when the actual corruption takes place. Then the other thing is jealousy amongst the co-workers. See, if you are a hardworking, if you have a good reputation amongst the public and in your seniors, the other co-workers, not all of them, but many of them who are usually what we call kamcho, they kamchors, they will start pulling your legs. And see, this is the truth, whether in private sector or in the government sector. The jealous ones, they will try everything and anything in their power, in their hands, to bring you down. When this chaos takes place, this corruption takes place, not just the seniors of the employees but the junior ones also, the mental being of every one of them, it disturbs. And this is when the toxic work culture takes place, the toxicity arises. See, the toxicity is arising from within, from the dilemmas we are facing, from the mistakes we are making. So the happiness must also arise within. So how do we create happiness? The first thing we need to understand is that no one, and I repeat, no one is going to make us happy. We must create happiness within ourselves, by our actions. So how do we create happiness? See, the source of the chaos is when we become indisciplined. So to create the happiness, we must become punctual and disciplined. We must come to our office on time. We must do our work on time. And then the second thing which we must do is we must create distance from those people who are actually jealous of us. See, many a times it is we are not able to identify who are our friends, who are actually jealous of us. But this is what we need to understand, we need to learn, and we need to get smart. And we need to find those who are working against us. These jealous ones, they may say that you are their best friend. but they will try everything in their power, as I have already said, to bring you down. So we must identify them and be on our toes. Then the next thing which I suggest is that in the free time, or not in the office hours, but if we get time in the office hours, we must adopt a hobby. For example, we may start reading books, we may listen to good music, or we may enjoy sports. But getting a hobby, following it, it actually enhances our personality, and it also helps us evade those who are not our friends. So I think these are two or three things which we should follow and which may bring peace in this toxic Indian work culture. And the thing is, if on a long term we want to create a better work culture in India, just like the European countries, we must start teaching our children the importance of discipline and being punctual. And what does corruption means? The corruption is not just the bribe or the exchange of money and goods, but it starts when the person gets the thought that he must evade his or her work. This is the actual form of corruption. And also one more thing, that my next book, Living Brand India, is going to be in market soon and will be released in Delhi on 19th of February. See, I have talked to you about the toxic work culture of India. There is a different work culture in Europe. I have talked about in the book about that also. So, when the book is released, Living Brand India, do read it, do get a copy of it. And if you haven't got a copy of my previous book, Project Nowhere, do get a copy of it. I have added the link in the bio. And do not forget to subscribe the channel and like this video and share with the ones you think it should be shared with. So thank you very much.